Okay, this is gonna be a short one, just I think it matters, and I think it's interesting, so I wanted to discuss it. What is the fourth path that could cause the end of the universe? We had 3 mentioned by name, but there is a 4th one that they purposefully seem to censor, and the amount of characters implies 2 of the paths at present. The Remembrance or Propagation, because both are 11 characters long. Both of them seem like valid options. The Propagation was deemed enough of a threat that other Aeons ended up involved and Klopov sealed them in amber, and Jingliu and Locha are aiming to try and kill the Abundance by taking a part of the body of the Propagation as a weapon to do so. So the Propagation is able to potentially be used to kill another Aeon. Meanwhile, the Remembrance, because of 3.6, has been highly incriminated as being massively concerning because of the intent, seemingly, of the Remembrance, whether it be the path or the Aeon itself or just the garden, to embed Remembrance into the Lord Ravager Iron Tomb. So when Iron Tomb successfully breaks out of Amphorius, Remembrance is spread around the universe alongside destruction, and potentially Iron Tomb would be overwhelmed by Remembrance. Both are capable of highly destructive things. The question is, which one is more concerning to the universe at present state, or could be concerning if things get very dire? The Propagation and its offspring exist around the universe as the Swarm. The Swarm is dangerous, but they resort to live based on pure instincts, by hollowing out worlds and using them as nurseries to constantly reproduce itself. While the Remembrance is a path that's based on sentience, essentially. It is the acknowledgement of the living experience, and now is clearly showing signs of being able to destabilize the existence of others, control the positions of others, like keeping Amphorius as part of its collection, and based on what we have gotten about the pure children of Anna's Rava in the databank, the head seemingly of the Garden of Remembrance would be directly connected to Thule and are likely involved with what is going on in Amphorius. It doesn't bode well, does it? Like, regardless of which one it is, or if it's a different one that we just don't know about, but these are the only 2 that meet the character limit, they both are capable of mass concern. The question is, which one would I be more worried about? We know many forces that are capable of killing entities of the Swarm. We also know that Klopov was capable of subduing the Swarm. While Remembrance, the lies of the Garden have made them have so much influence through the known universe that by the time they do something and people find out, would they be able to do anything in response? And that's where my worry comes in. This feels like Remembrance is one of the biggest concerns, and it also creates something quite interesting. All of the paths that have been mentioned to be potential causes for the end of the universe have characters that we've actively engaged with already who have wanted to kill those paths. The first character we were exposed to who wanted to kill their own path is Acheron, who is on the path of Nihility. And it makes sense why Nihility would be a concern. After all, it is literally the end of everything. It is non-existence. For things to not exist, they need to cease to be, which would mean the end of the known universe. The next one was Sunday, who sought the end of the Harmony through usurping it with order. And Harmony's the weirdest one, because Harmony, the impression you'd get is that it'd be good for everyone to be in peace. But to completely conform to the idea of Harmony, as we know it based on Jipe's behaviour, They can manifest their emanators, which are only facets of themselves. They possess no unique individuality. They are just Jipe, essentially, into any member of the family. So, disregarding who they are, disregarding what they do, and taking hold of them. So it's a loss of individuality. It feels kind of like a prompt of how people imagine the flaws of communism versus capitalism. It's a weird one to look at. Everyone's the same. There is no differences among you, which in a way strips away human rights, but also in a way makes it so people don't get an unfair balance. So if everyone, including all cultures, all differences in race or individuality were purged, that would result in only one entity seemingly existing, the Jipe. Then there is, of course, the destruction in Fanon, because of what's happening in Amphorius. Fanon or Castellana hates what the destruction has done and seeks to end them and their emanators, and is now potentially going to be a part of Iron Tomb, and depending on how Amphorius ends, could ascend into the true placement of Iron Tomb rather than just being a part of it. Then finally, for Remembrance, if it is the choice, there's March 7th, who, by wiping her own memories, created a shadow that was so obsessed with killing their own path that it's almost a split personality from the forgotten original variant. Evernight knows the truth about March. She knows their original memories, yet did not share them, but fully expects that March will remember and wonders what the outcome could be. And I'm personally on the same side as Evernight with some of the things she said already, that when eventually March does remember, I think her time with the Express will change it, but will it change what she seeks for her own path? I think she'll still want the same outcome to an extent, at least. Or at least think that it would be for the greater good. There are other characters in the game who seem to oppose their own paths, but they don't meet the character limit shown within the story, that would be 11. After all, there is Lochar, who seems to want the death of the Abundance, and he is connected to them. We don't know how or in what way, if he's an emanator or what. We just know he does want them dead because he's participating in the idea of killing them with Jing Liu. But to me, out of the two options we've got that meets the character limits, Remembrance makes the most sense, because it kind of fits what we've been introduced to already. People who seek their paths to die, who see the flaw in their paths. And it's interesting, the idea of sentience, or a path that is kind of meant to represent life and thought, is possibly the one that could have been hidden, that could end the universe, unless there's paths we don't know about that are still around that could be the fourth one that is going to cause the end. But let me know what you think. I know that this is a bit rambly, but I wanted this out there. It's fun. In my blind reaction to the story when I played through it, I was highly interested in this subject, and I wanted to make a standalone video discussing it. So until next time, have a good night, morning, day, whatever time it is, wherever you guys are, and take care.